Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? So it's been a rough couple of days. I have been dodging this mask mandate that the governor of Texas passed, requiring face coverings in public statewide. I own a business. That's part of the problem. And the other problem is personally, I choose not to wear a mask for a litany of reasons. Um, Anyway, it's been an interesting couple of days, and it's going to get worse because it's this mask and face covering mandates in effect for another month. So it's not going anywhere. And based on the mainstream media and the news, looks like this mask thing may be around for quite a while, whether it's for this COVID-19 or if it's around for anything else. But I'm really confused. I'm not understanding because, well, let me put it to you this way. I've been lied to by pretty much every person I've ever met. Okay, mostly the people that are in my life the longest, significant people, family members, friends, things like that, have lied to me, looked me in my face and lied to me. Okay, and everybody knows what that looks like. Everybody knows what that feels like, or they should. Their intuition tells them, "Hey, this person's not being honest with me." So, you know, and if you haven't been lied to by your friends or family or people that you know or business people, then that's an amazing blessing for you, okay, that you haven't had that experience. But take it from somebody that has been lied to. Um, I know what it looks like. Okay, I can identify a lie from practice. I don't want this gift. This isn't a joyous thing for me. I don't like it. It's not fun to get lied to. But over time, you sort of pick up the breadcrumbs of what lies look like, and they're easier to identify with practice. Okay, so we're being lied to on a large scale. That's a fact. We're being lied to on a large scale. And if you don't believe that, it's because you haven't looked hard enough and you just don't want to see it. Okay, because this is the age of information. And I forget who said it, but this is the age of information, and to be ignorant is a choice. Okay, so willful ignorance is a choice. You just don't want to know. Okay, or you feel like it's somebody else's responsibility to take care of your health, and that's just you lying to yourself because it's nobody else's responsibility to care for your health. That's your job. Okay, you should not ever put your health in someone else's hands. And what I mean by that is the government or the general public. The person responsible for your health is you, and then once you don't know what to do, you go to your doctor and he helps you. Okay, so your health is in your hands and your doctor's hands. It's not the general public. It's not the society's responsibility, and it's definitely not the city, state, or federal government's job to look after your health. Okay, their job is to protect your rights and keep the criminal element off the street. Okay, um, but with that being said, why now? Why now? Because what we're being told is that this is about human life, and we're trying to protect human life at all costs. We will do anything to protect human life. Right? That's the gist of it. I understand that there's caveats to it, but if you zoom out far enough, that's the idea, is that we're taking these measures, and there's some pretty interesting measures that we're taking, okay? And some are drastic and some are not, but we're taking lots of measures to prevent death, right? That's the gist of it. That's the foundation of all of what's happening around this COVID-19 thing, is that we're trying to prevent death. Well, they were in the beginning. Now we're trying to prevent cases. So again, it's kind of a moving target situation, but essentially it's preventing death. But the mainstream media, as of today, is just trying to convince you that we're trying to prevent cases, which again makes even less sense. Okay, so let's just go with preventing death, because we can all agree on preventing death is a good thing. Okay, we can all believe that, right? The part for me is, why now? Why are we just now concerned about people's health and public safety, and the general public's livelihood? This doesn't make any sense to me. Why we're starting now? Why are we starting with COVID-19? Um, One, in my opinion, if this was about viruses or flu or influenza, um, we would have been wearing masks every year since the Spanish flu, because that's what everybody keeps bringing up. Oh, the Spanish flu was so deadly; it killed 50 million people, and that's only partially correct because they believe it was somewhere between 17 and 50 million. Yes, I understand 17 million people is a lot of people. So is 50, but 17 is not 50. Okay, so if this was about the flu and influenza and these viruses, why haven't we been wearing masks the past 100 years? This makes no sense. The Spanish flu was before indoor plumbing, before indoor hot water, before people brush their teeth. I mean, but we haven't been wearing masks for the past 100 years. Why now? Why now? And again, if this is about protecting life, aren't what about everybody else's life that we're losing? Preventable deaths. Preventable deaths. I mean, everybody has to die, right? Everybody has to die. We agree on that, right? I mean, I think most people understand that you have to die. But there are so many preventable deaths. Why are we not more concerned with those? You know, people die in car accidents every day. We still assume the risk and get in cars, right? I mean, if it's about human life, why are we allowing people to drive cars? These things are death machines. These things are death machines. People die in them every single day. Maimed, killed, crippled, motorcycles. Oh my God, why do we let people ride motorcycles? These things are dangerous. They're dangerous. If this is about human life, why are we letting people ride motorcycles? If this is about human life, why is alcohol legal? Alcohol doesn't just kill the people that drink it or consume it. It kills lots of other people. Domestic violence, drunk driving, rage, whatever. Alcohol's legal. So it's not about human life with alcohol. Tobacco, not about human life with tobacco. Prescription drugs. It's not about human life when people die from prescription drugs. Like I'm just confused as to why. Is it because this is new? I mean, like, people die of cancer every single day. People die of cancer every single day. There's a strong likelihood that I will get cancer and I will die. That's a strong possibility. I don't live every single minute of every single day thinking about it or worrying about it or trying to figure out how not to get it. And I'm not going to let COVID-19 or influenza consume every waking moment of every single day of my life. Just like I don't let cancer or heart disease or diabetes or lung, kidney, I don't let those things consume me. I don't let them consume my thoughts. I don't let them control me by fear. I mean, I understand. We all understand that people are dying. We understand that. And we all want to do what's right. We all want to take care of the people around us. Nobody wants to be lazy in pursuit or lazy when it comes to trying to take care of the people around us. But this mask thing has gotten out of hand. People keep saying, well, it's not about breathing the air. It's about coughing or sneezing. Well, we already know when you're sick, stay home. We've already talked about this. You know, we're not. And on top of that, when has it ever been socially acceptable to cough or sneeze into open air in a room? It's never been socially acceptable. Never to just cough into an open room or be sick and sneeze into an open room. But people are thinking that they're wearing masks to prevent this from happening. Like, what are we talking about here? If you're sick, stay home. We know that. We already know asymptomatic spread is rare. So this illusion that healthy people are passing this around is bizarre. I mean, this has been loose in the wild for what we know to be about 7 months. It's been in the United States for at least 6. And yes, we did have some shutdowns and quarantines and all this stuff, but the vast majority of people have been out in public for months. I mean, grocery store workers, construction workers, convenience store workers, auto shop workers. I mean, millions of people have gone about their daily life this entire time. And Yes, of course the count is going up for positive tests because we're testing the hell out of people. And the death count's dropping every single day. And there's so much confusion around these numbers. I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole nother video. But even if you take every single statistic as gospel, this thing is not as scary and frightening as the media is making it out to be. And anybody that says otherwise is demonized, criminalized, just completely trashed and discredited. And I mean, doctors and politicians or whoever that speak out against this, speak out against these measures. I mean, that's another video. Anyway, why? That's my question. Why? There are so many preventable deaths. There are so many preventable deaths. Why did everybody just collectively decide that we're putting our feet in the ground and everybody is going to stay right here? Everybody's going to stay right here. You don't get to decide for yourself. Everybody's going to group right here. When did that happen? And why did we pick this? Because there's a lot more lives we can be saving by taking other measures in other areas. But no, we chose this. We chose this. And it's being forced on people that don't want to comply. I mean, this is bizarre. Why? Why? You need to ask yourself, why now? We haven't been wearing masks for the past 100 years. You need to ask yourself why, the United States called a moratorium on these testing labs. That's why they're not in the United States. That's why they're in China, is because the United States said this stuff is too dangerous to be playing with in labs. Same reason why we stopped testing nuclear weapons, because we realized they were too dangerous to be playing with. They were more harm than good. Same situation we're in with these viruses, where we have a bunch of people in labs playing around, testing and trying stuff and mixing stuff, and then something gets loose, and then we're all screwed. So the United States called a moratorium on this. I think it was back in 2014, which is the whole reason why this lab exists in China. So it's so dangerous that we're not going to play with it anymore. So we send it overseas, and then we send money behind it to fund it. And then something gets loose, and it kills, so far, 500,000 people according to count. And we're still going along with, we're just going to continue testing in labs. We're going to do more research. I mean, this is just so bizarre. And for people to think that we can find the answer to stop this or solve this is crazy to me. This is bizarre. I mean, human beings have become so egotistical that they honestly believe that they can stop Mother Nature. We can't stop hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, fires, earthquakes. We can't stop any of that. But somehow in our twisted little brain, our twisted little imagination, we believe we can stop a virus. We can stop a flu. If we could stop the flu wouldn't exist. But we haven't done that, have we? But people are still convinced that the flu shot works. The flu shot works. Why do people still get the flu? I mean, it's just so bizarre. People's thought process, you just leap over these impossible hurdles and just assume too much for me. And I understand that we're never going to be more intelligent than nature. We're just not. We think we are. We have this ego. We're these creatures with this frontal lobe, and we believe these things. They don't have to be real. They don't have to be true. We just believe them. But for some reason, we think we can alter the course of humanity by playing with this stuff. And it's killing people, and nobody wants to call it out for what it is. And then whenever one of these viruses is loose in the wild on people, nobody's held accountable. Nobody's held responsible. And then the victims of this chaos have to lose their businesses, lose their livelihood, lose family members, and just destroy their lives completely because some goofball in a lab doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, what are we doing here? And then again, to think that a mask is going to save you. I mean, you have to understand that wearing a mask when something like this is loose in the wild is just as good as a scuba diver having all their gear on and having their tank on and diving 100 meters under the water and not having any air in their tank. Doesn't do any good. It's a tank, it's an air tank, but it doesn't do any good. This mask is not doing you any good. And if you're so disrespectful that you cough or sneeze on people in public, particularly when you're sick, there's something wrong with you. Just not understand why we put our foot in the ground right here. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. And I feel like we've crossed a dangerous threshold. I don't know, we'll see. Holler at me. Let me know what you think. If I missed something or if I'm out of line, let me know. Holler at you, boy.